What's up, y'all? How you doing? How are you doing? All right. We're going to read another little part from a book, and then I'm going to leave for a while. I have some stuff I have to do, obviously. It's so fucking bright in here. Hold on. Turn the motherfucker down. It's as bright as a motherfucking hell in here. It's as bright as hell in here. All right. So we're going to, we are going to read, this book right here. It's called The Three Pillars. It's a book for Jewish women. Start reading it. American Symbols and Ceremonies, Chapter 1, The Year Round. Judaism does more than present a theory of life. It suggests a specific way by which a theory may be put into practice. It covers every normal aspect of life and provides for its emergencies. It concerns itself with the home and the marketplace, with social contacts and social service, with daily diet and the daily act of mercy. With experiences of joy and sorrow, it concerns itself with all of these, and with as much more as life itself is more than all of the. And with as much more as life itself is more than all these. Judaism tries to keep certain ennobling ideas before us always. It presents these ideas to us and keeps us mindful of them by ceremonies, signs, or symbols. The use of ceremonies or signs in other aspects of life is familiar enough. We stand at the attention when we hear the national hymns to signify an agreement with the sentiments expressed therein. Women, and sometimes men, wear wedding rings as a sign of their love and devotion, are already pledged to some particular person. As Americans, we keep Independence Day. Pay fitting tributes to those who formulated and established the principle for our national independence. All these symbols serve to convey to the mind certain fixed ideas. In addition, they themselves have become time-honored because they have been closely connected with these ideas and are accepted media for expressing and transmitting their special message. If the red, white, and blue arrangement in a certain way has no specific meaning for us, it is not due to any deficiency in the American flag, but it is we who are blameworthy, in that we are ignorant of its significance. It is true, other symbols might have been selected to convey the same ideas of liberty and justice. The American flag might have been red, white, and yellow. It might have been the general custom for the man only, and not the woman, to wear the wedding ring, as it indeed is in some lands. But these are not symbols that have been in use among us. As Americans, we perform the ceremonies and use the symbols for our own country. We find pleasure and take pride in conforming to its customs. It's not a mark of intellectual or ethical superiority for an American to ignore the customs and ceremonies to the American people. It bespeaks rather his ignorance of the significance of his country's time-honored traditions. Jewish symbols and ceremonies. The same holds true with Jewish ceremonies and customs. They, too, have become the fixed means accepted by the Jewish people for conveying certain ideas and emotions. These ceremonies are the expressions for our Jewish life, celebrating its various events and securing the perpetuation. What did I first? Celebrating its various events and securing the perpetuation of the ideas it holds sacred. By common observance, many of them are born in normal experience and effectively intensify historic feeling. They help the imagination by giving concrete form to what would otherwise be an abstract idea. Ceremonies and symbols become a sort of picture, language, a picture philosophy, what at once expresses and strengthens the ideas in the mind. Judaism seeks to remind us that God is the creator and ruler of the universe, and from him all of our blessings come, and that he requires us as a people to be conscious of a special destiny and purpose. Ye shall be holy, even as I, the Lord your God, am holy. A kingdom of priests and a holy nation. Judaism tries to keep us mindful of these ideas through symbols. These symbols are not new. They are the ones through which our fathers expressed the same ideas for centuries. As Jews, we perform the ceremonies and use the symbols of our people that have been commanded to us and as they have developed among us. We find pleasure and take pride in confronting them. It is not a mark of intellectual or ethical superiority for a Jew to ignore the customs and ceremonies of the Jewish people. It bespeaks rather his ignorance of the significance of his people's time-honored traditions. Didn't we just read that same thing on the other beginning of that page? Or did I not turn the page? We did. Symbols in religious life. If signs and ceremonies are important in a social and national life of people, they often are even more so in the life of the spirit. Through them, we can express our emotions and religious ideas through their observance, even if only formal religious feelings are aroused. Thought is directed to spiritual channels and a devotional tendency is created. To deprive a child of religious ceremonies is to deny it food for religious growth. To deprive an adult is to close up a natural channel of self-expression and thwart religious development. That mind will find its emotional expression in other ways. Judaism is a rich and ceremonial life. All of its symbols are fraught with historic significance and ethical import. Particular symbols for specific occasions will be considered in their due order: the shofar, the matzo, the sukkah, and the lulav. And in more extensive sense, Sabbath and holidays are in themselves a symbol of definite ideas that Judaism is trying to teach. In addition, however, these general observances are to be noted in the course of daily life and year-round. The mezuzah. The Jewish home has a mezuzah on its doorpost. It is a small oblong case of wood or metal which contains the Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one, and thou shalt have love and the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might. And these words which I command thee on this day shall be upon thy heart, and thou shalt teach them diligently unto the children, and shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes. And thou shalt write upon them the doorposts of thy house, and upon thy gates. Deuteronomy 6:4-9, also 11:13-20. On one side of the case is a circular cut to reveal the word Shaddai, Almighty. It is hung slanting with its side outward in the right hand post of each color. It is hung slanting with its side outward on the right hand post of each door in the home. The mezuzah on the doorpost is not a charm to ward off evil or to bring good luck. It is a reminder that the Jew regards the home as a sacred institution under the protection of God. It speaks constantly to each member of the family that the unity, the peace, and the sanctity of the home must be preserved. In these days, many view with alarm the rapid development of forces which threaten to disrupt the home. A practice which tends to impress its importance exercises a beneficent influence over each particular home and helps to mold the general attitude of the community towards the fundamental institution of society. Thus, the message of the mezuzah on the doorpost grows doubtably eloquent today. The Barachat. The Baracht. Is that how you say it? I don't know. There is a saying among the sages that the Creator wishes to enjoy all good things, but things that have been made for him, and that he will one day call to account those who, for no valid reason, deny themselves the legitimate pleasures of life. However, this enjoyment must be accompanied by a sense of gratitude. It is in this spirit of appreciative enjoyment to eat and to bless the Lord for the good which he hath given thee. As the Torah has it, the Barachat blessings have been in use in Jewish homes for centuries. Following are some of the blessings for food and fruits. On breaking bread, ha-matzai. Barak ato Adonai Elohun melech holom hamotzi lechem min horozit. Blessed art thou, O Lord, King of the universe, who bringest forth bread from the earth. For wine, Barak ato Adonai Eloheinu melech holom borai pri hagofen. Blessed art thou, O Lord, our King, our God, King of the universe, who createst the fruit of the vine, for fruit grown on trees. Barak ato Adonai Eloheinu melech holom borai pri hoites. Blessed art thou, O Lord, our God, King of the universe, who createst the fruit of the tree. I was botched that. I fucking botched that. I fucking botched it. Okay. For vegetable, herbs, fruits which grow on the ground. Blessed art thou, our King of the universe, who createst the fruits of the earth. For meat, fish, eggs, cheese, beverages, except wine. Blessed art thou, O King, our God, O Lord, our God, King of the universe, by whose word all things exist. For food and other bread prepared from cereal flour. Blessed art thou, O Lord, our God, King of the universe, who createst various kinds of food. Besides these blessings of gratitude for the procedure of the earth, there are others expressing awe at the wonderful phenomena of nature, thanksgiving at escape from danger, gladness, all good tidings, and submission to the divine will upon receiving sad news. Submission to the divine will upon receiving sad news. On witnessing a thunderstorm. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, whose power and might fill the universe. For lightning. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who renewest the work of creation. On beholding the rainbow. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who rememberest the covenant, art faithful to thy covenant, and keepest thy promise. At sight of sea. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has made the great sea. On beholding budding blossoms. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who hast made thy world lacking in naught, but hast produced therein godly creatures and godly trees to give delight unto the children of men. Persons returning in safety from sea or air voyage, or a hazardous trip by land, and persons recovering from severe illness recite the following benediction in the presence of the congregation and when called to the Torah. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who vouchsafest benefits unto the undeserving, who hast also vouchsafed all the good unto me. This benediction is referred to as Benchen Gomel, a prayer for safety. The congregation responds, He who hath vouchsafed unto thee all good, may he vouchsafe unto thee all good, Salech. Upon hearing the good news, blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who art good and dependest good. On hearing said news, blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, the true judge. From the Jewish point of view, a meal is more than consuming of necessary food. It is elevated even above the genteel art of dining. It partakes of the nature of a sacrifice that is vested with an element of holiness. Indeed, the rabbis say that a meal which God's name is mentioned becomes sacred function. Hence, grace before and after meals has been instituted. This grace serves as a reminder for the Jew that he does not live to eat, but eats to live, and to live for every definitive exalted purposes. The rectification of grace cannot fail to each appreciation for the satisfaction of personal needs, sympathy for a larger family, or humanity bound together by common wants, and gratitude to Him who bringeth forth bread from the earth for all. Can I try? The grace before meals is preceded by the washing of the hands, the value of such a practice teaching that cleanliness is not only next to godliness, but must precede it, is too obvious to need comment. Probably all children are argued to wash their hands before meals. Adults do it too. Adults do it as a matter of course. Judaism elevates the practice to dignity of a religious ceremony by instituting a special blessing for this act. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us by thy commandments, and hast commanded us concerning the washing of the hands. Abba Kanfat. Arba Kanfat. The Arba Kanfat is with its four fringed corners, sit, has been described as a uniform of the Jew. The directions for making this garment are contained in the Bible, and the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them throughout their generations fringes in the corners of their garments, and that they put the fringe on each corner a thread of blue. Numbers 15, verses 37 through 39. The purpose of this garment is clearly given in commandment which ordains it, to look upon, to remember that you do all the commandments of the Lord. The Lord of the tzitzit then is to serve a reminder of specific things as a constant incentive to nobility of conduct. The tzitzit were originally attached to the outer clothing where they could be seen readily by the wearer and observer alike. However, at one of those periods in Jewish history when it meant death to be known as a Jew, the rabbis agreed that a special garment, arba kanfot, and the tzitzit might be worn underneath the outer clothing so that the Jew might at least remember, if not look upon them. Hence, this institution now takes two forms for its purposes of worship, public or private. The tzitzit becomes the fringe scarf known as the talit. This is worn over the outer clothing during prayer, but observant Jews wear it throughout the day, the arba kanfot and the talit katnon. The bread that is baked in a Jewish home, the separation of the dough. The bread that is baked in the Jewish home is first consecrated. Such consecration of the dough, or the taking of the challah, is closely connected with the tithe of the biblical origin, tithing or giving one's possession as a tax or sacrifice. It is a very ancient custom existing as early as the time of the patriarchs, and it has made one obligatory by the Mosaic Code. It is assumed that all of our possessions are the Lord's and therefore to be consecrated to his service. Since we are in need of our possessions, however, the dedication of part of them releases the remainder of our own uses. When making dough consisting of wheat, barley, oats, rye, and a bit of the size of a small egg is separated from the whole mass, if more than 3 pounds of flour are used, if there are 2 or more kinds of dough in preparation, a small piece of each to make the required amount must be separated. Previous to separating the dough, the following benediction is pronounced. Blessed art thou, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified thy commandments and commanded us concerning separation of the dough. After the blessing of the bit of dough is thrown into the fire or allowed to bake in the oven until quite burnt, the fundamental duties of the Jewish woman. This taking of challah, together with the kindling of Sabbath lights and the observation of the purity laws, nidha, constitute the 3 fundamental duties of the Jewish woman. They particularly specified in Jewish law, their importance becomes evident in the light of their symbolism. The kindling of spiritual light, the consecration of our daily bread, and attainment of personal holiness. There are the lessons of the Jewish woman has learnt to learnt so well from the observance of their outward expression in Jewish ceremony and practice. For a better understanding of her fundamental duties, it is essential that the Jewish women participate in the institutes of adult studies in the study groups provided by her rabbi and community. I guess that's the first chapter of the 3 pillars by